Hey, shit, nigga, I was over here cutting up.
That shit slap.
Man. Yeah.
Shout out to Caleb Dara Faulkner once again for the bomb ass intro.
That shit had me shoulder leaning.
Yeah,
big fire. Hell yeah, clean.
But man, we back, ladies and gentlemen. Recap episode number 6.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is Watch Them Thrones by Black with No Chaser. I'm your boy TK, joined by my boy C Smoke, CJ Lawrence, Valerian the light skinned dread, Carlton Wyatt, and of course Celestial Holmes of Celestial of House Bloodary. What's up, y'all?
What's good, man? Shit. Woo! You know, a lot of shit going on, man. It's so cold in the D.
Bruh.
Shit.
Oh,
this episode was wild as shit, man.
Hey, man, there's some strong ass cheering.
Man. I'm talking about the motherfucker look like they could break bones.
Listen, man. They already added in the comments, man. Kristen Howard said they aging like Walmart bananas.
Oh man.
Whole episode with shady boots.
Whole thing.
So look, man. You know, we about to get into this wild shit, man. But as always, before we get into the new, we gonna run through the old real quick with a little bit of Watch Them Thrones.
Nice.
Question 1. Rhea asked Daemon if he came to the Vale to do what? A, pack his shit. B, to kill her. Or C, to consummate the marriage.
C, consummate the marriage.
Question 2. Viserys said he hoped to herald in what? A, a second age of dragons. B, a great age of dragons. Or C, a new age of dragons.
A? Yeah. A second age?
I'm gonna go C.
Question 3. Corlys said there is no pleasure in the world like what? Winning a war, B, betting a woman, or C, ascending the throne.
B.
Yeah, betting a woman.
No, them thrones.
So it's cold as sea. It's lonely as sea.
It's lonely, boy. So, man, fuck, let's get into it, man.
Shit, bro. Did we answer? Man, my mind kind of blown after that episode, bro. I'm still trying to like.
It's a lot of process.
Yeah, I'm still processing that episode, bro.
So look, I want to do this with y'all. I want each one of y'all to give me one word to describe this episode. I'm gonna start with you, Celestial. Your one word.
Shady. It was so much shade going on in this episode. Just everybody was being shady.
What about you, CJ?
God damn. I know there's 2 words, but sometimes it's one. So I'm gonna just use that one for right now, man.
What about you, Valerian?
Suspenseful. They built up a lot of shit and there was a lot of tension. So I'm gonna say it was, even though it seemed kind of slow, it's suspenseful.
They ain't have to kill Lena though. God damn.
Yeah,
Well,
got Lena on up out of
You know what I'm saying? Damn.
My one word to describe this episode would be Mari.
Oh no.
You
ain't finna go get one of them tests, is it?
And you are the
Not tests.
Get one of them tests.
Ain't no need to
Shit, bro.
We see what it is.
Man.
Hey, Mr. Marini said Daemon single again.
Most motherfucking eligible bachelor, and he got kids now. That nigga raising 2 black girls now.
Dragons and shit.
I hope that motherfucker know how to do Targaryen hair. Shit.
So we start off, man. Them kids old as hell when we start off.
Bro.
You know, and let me just start off by saying Rhaenyra tough as fuck, dog.
Man, what?
Rhaenyra,
bro.
Rhaenyra, the mother, is a different beast. That's why I was glad. Like, you know, there's a lot of slack. We're going from Millie to Emma, the new actor for Rhaenyra. But like this is who is going to embody like Rhaenyra, the mother. That's a motherfucking beast, cuz like she don't play that shit. She don't play the radio, cuz like for
She
real.
don't play about them babies.
She
don't play
don't.
about them.
She
don't play about her kids.
Man. She don't.
Bro, for her to like that baby wasn't even fresh out the womb for 20 minutes.
Man,
right.
20 seconds.
And,
right.
They had to snip the umbilical just to, let her walk up. Allison
and she got up and walked.
Right.
She got up and walked up some stairs, dog. It wasn't just a regular flight of stairs.
Right.
Right.
Baby still had juice on it. Yeah.
Juice.
I know that motherfucker was fresh. Motherfucking stairs on her ass.
Can I just say, Laenor is not a stepdaddy, but he is the daddy that stepped up.
Oh, shit. That motherfucker Laenor, boy.
Laenor say, I am here.
That motherfucker.
But you finna name one of these motherfuckers after my dead lover. You see how he snuck that shit in?
That was some cold ass shit,
he
man.
He snuck that shit in real smooth. Like, oh shit,
ain't that motherfucker Joffrey?
We don't name him Joffrey.
Hey.
So look, Allison wanted to see the baby immediately. Man. And like why do y'all think that was? What do you think her ultimate purpose of it was?
Oh, the appearance. It was the first two kids, white babies with brown hair. They don't like. It's obvious, like Laenor, he has black in his blood whether he mixed black, whatever. So, you expect one of them cheering to come out with some white hair, some of the mixed features, whatever. So, and I'm sure everybody's already seen Daemon's kids with the sister, and you see how they came out, you see how they look. So it was all about the appearance. She immediately wanted to see the appearance of that child because of the older two children.
She pulled up on him like the warden on life. You know what I'm saying? When May Rose came back to Camp 8.
Holding babies up.
They were trying to see what was going on. But I mean, I think it was also for another reason though. It was a power play in addition to wanting to see. It's literally like I can have your baby when I want. And I want you to know that if I call for your baby, you got to bring that motherfucker to me.
Facts.
And I'm certain that she didn't think that Rhaenyra was gonna come with her, but Rhaenyra's Rhaenyra, and so she like, well, fuck it,
right?
I'm coming even if I'm if I got to crawl up the motherfucking stairs, I'm crawling up the stairs. So Celestial,
I agree.
I definitely think it was a power move. It was to see who the child looked like, what the hair was gonna be like, and she basically said it to Lenore. She said, "Keep trying. Maybe one of these days you'll get one that looks like you." That's why the whole episode was shady.
Right
from the start to the finish, it was shade throughout this whole episode. So she knew what she was doing. I definitely think it was a power play, and but I think Rhaenyra met that and was like, "Nah, sis, like." You might try to pull the queen card, but let me show you what it is. Like you're not gonna just pull my kid, and I'm not gonna be here with it because I don't trust you anyway.
Right?
Like, you sneaky. So let me just be present while you over here looking over my child.
Right. They know a cold piece though, man. That motherfucker came fresh out the club and gonna say, we gonna name this motherfucker Joffrey. You know what I'm saying? That's some cold ass shit to say.
Ain't asked and had no second thoughts or none of that shit.
He ain't even put in on this.
Hey man, I feel bad for Laenor though, man, because she checked him about naming the baby without consulting with her, and my boy was like, I should have some say, in my family. And she was like, bitch, you should take some interest in your family first. And go sit down. Like, bro.
But that's why I don't have no sympathy for him. Like he running around trying to play the Oh, I did my part card, but really you ain't did your part. You been up there indulging in wine and little boy. So,
golly,
that goddamn Lanor.
Hey, that nigga was doing his thing, man.
He pulled his card more than once. I'm sure we will talk about the other conversation a little bit later. I was like, ooh, okay.
Right. Yeah, we'll get into it. Man, that was a hell of an episode, though.
It was.
Bro, why is Viserys still alive? Can we talk about that?
Barely.
like how? Like, this nigga on the wrong show at this point. This is The Walking Dead now. When Viserys is on the screen, it's The Walking Dead.
I ain't gonna lie.
It just completely switched shows.
I said that. I wrote that nigga look like the little hand from Scary Movie. My little hand, grab my strong. It's my strong hand. So I'm like, damn. The series looking bad, man. But he's still holding up for right there though. Like,
man, to the death.
Yeah, he gonna ride for it literally. Like,
but when he is gone, it's gonna be a problem.
But I was kind of worried about him holding the baby with the one arm.
I was too. I was like, that motherfucker better not drop that baby, man.
And then, but Allison snuck in there real smooth and moved that little hoodie out the way so she could look at that baby's hair.
Oh, dog, yeah.
Wasn't that shit smooth?
Yeah, it was. She did it and kind of like looked at him like, look, nigga.
Hey,
right.
Ain't that how they did in ain't that how they did in England? With William
with
and
Archie.
What's her name?
Baby Archie.
Oh man.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, y'all.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Move that hoodie out the way to look at that baby's hair.
My man.
Bro.
Oh shit.
It's so blatantly obvious that these are Harwin Strong's kids. Like, it can't be no more obvious. It's like they're not even trying to hide it. And Viserys just like, fuck it. Y'all ain't gonna tell me.
I mean, he know, bro. Like that nigga know.
He know. He know what I said. He's just like, fuck it. Y'all ain't gonna tell me. I'm just
I think he's pretty much like, bitch, I'm dying soon anyway, so I don't want nothing to do with none of this. Y'all work that shit out when I'm gone.
Right.
Because, I mean, bro, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, and Helen Keller can all see that them niggas
are strong.
Yeah, them some strong.
She was looking for some locks, man.
And I'm telling you, man, I said 2 episodes ago, he had checked out, bro. He been checked out.
So, with the audacity of Allison, though, her kids ain't shit.
Right.
I might be jumping ahead. My bad. You know what I'm saying? But
we might as well get into it because Aegon weird as fuck.
Aegon is a menace. Look, he is baby Joffrey for real. Like,
I feel like that too.
I can't with him. I mean, what, bro? Why you all in the window?
Right.
What you doing?
Right. I said that motherfucker took his namesake a little too serious. He trying to put some egg on everything right now.
Hey, my boy was in that room, smooth remixing Silk Sonic song. He went from smoking out the window to stroking out the window.
I mean, seriously, man, what kind of shit is that?
Man,
just beating meat on the whole King's Landing. I'm talking about everybody on flea bottom. Like, nigga, I ain't know it was raining today.
Oh, God. No.
You know what he on? What is he on, man?
Bro, he's kind of. I think he's a sociopath, man. Like this.
There's something wrong with him. He definitely a bully.
Bro, he like 2 or 3 eggs short of a dozen, bro.
It's definitely something there with Aegon.
Yeah.
Y'all saw in the little training yard, like him stop training completely to look at the little girls walking by, like the little servant girls. Like he ain't seen no females he don't like.
Yep. Didn't somebody have to get on his ass about that too? Like,
yes,
motherfucker,
like, hey man, get back to your shit.
Pay attention. Yeah, that motherfucker there. I mean, he was the one that started the pig shit, right? With Aemon.
Of course, he the oldest one, and they gonna blame that shit on one of Rhaenyra's kids. Like, nigga, you the oldest. You know you came up with that shit.
But look, that's some blind mama type shit though. You know what I'm saying? Looking at everybody's kids with your own motherfucking kids.
But look at the juxtaposition though. She don't want to see it with hers,
right?
But she's mad because Viserys won't see it with his. That was smart for them to put those two things right by each other. Right, very smart.
So listen, she don't even take care of her motherfucking kids. So let's get into it.
Now, one of them
you know what I'm saying? She don't even know what the motherfucking kids be doing. I'm talking about this motherfucker just finished beating his dick out the window. You talking about how you deserve to be the king. Everybody know you deserve to be the king. I'm like, bro, you don't see this motherfucker beating his dick out the window right now? You just walked in on it.
Right.
And you talking about he deserved to be. That's what you hoping for?
Right.
That's what you want on the throne.
Mad about that motherfucker not being the king.
What was so crazy about that scene was like she walked in on him doing this thing, and my boy really had much shame. He just turned around and sat down, and they both just kept talking.
They kind of giggled about the shit. Like,
yeah,
this is normal. It's a normal occurrence,
right? Like,
he come in there fussing at his ass about the fucking prank on Aemon.
Right?
You can tell about him jacking off on King's Landing.
They driving poor Aemon crazy, bro. Aemon gonna hate everybody.
Yeah.
But I think he gonna be brave though. The look, Aemon, something about gave me that gonna be brave vibe. Like obviously going down there. Is Aemon Rhaenyra's son, or is that
that's Alicent's son?
But you know what though?
Alice at this point, Alicent and Viserys got 3 kids. The oldest is Aegon. Then you got the daughter Helena, who we saw with the bugs and shit.
Yeah.
And Aemon, the youngest.
Okay, so all the ones with Targaryen looking hair was
that's all.
Alicent
that's all Viserys and Alicent. Yeah.
All the ones with the little brown hair was little breakbones,
and that's some strong cheering.
Okay, them strong. Yeah, they got some strong features, like you said.
They strong. They real strong.
Tiana made a good point.
But they, you know, like you see how they put effort into like having them all like they train together. They all down in the dragon pit together, getting their dragons together. So like Viserys is still very much trying to. This is all Viserys, by the way, doing this shit, like keeping them together, having them train out on the yard, having them with the dragons, eating together. I think like 2 of them was like milk brothers, which that's what they call like when they nurse off the same, you know, servant girl or whatever. Like that's all Viserys trying to keep the family together. So like, yeah, that nigga finna die, but he is still very much like backing Rhaenyra as far as her being the heir. But he wants Rhaenyra and Alicent like to end this little bickering and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't gonna happen.
Not by a long shot.
Nah. Quick comment. We know we was talking about, you know, the juxtaposition that you was talking about, Celestial. Kiana Map Dung comment. Lilfoot did mention too that she would be as blind for her sons, which, you know, we are seeing that.
Yeah, already is.
Golly, man, I really don't know what I really want to just get into first, man.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
I know you took hella notes, CJ. So take us somewhere.
Well, I mean, really, you know, after the interaction with the kids, you kind of go straight into the yard where they was practicing the sword fight, and you know, after Alicent and Ser Criston, you know, who is now her protector, standing at her door,
right?
Have a conversation about what these kids look like. You know, he outside training all of the kids as a knight. So we can kind of get into how that shit went down and how he's now diabolical. You know what I mean?
Right.
That motherfucker got an icebox where his heart used to be, nigga. I'm for real, nigga.
Hey, so look, man, when he called her a cunt, right?
Spoiled cunt.
A spoiled cunt. My wife said, damn, he big mad, ain't he?
I'm like, man, he said the C.
Listen,
so hot, boy. And
every time he come on the screen, all I can hear is Diddy in the background saying, there is a disease that plagues our community. Bitch ass.
Bitch ass.
Oh, he's so mad. He is really so mad. He can't even he's not even trying to hide it. He's so mad.
Yeah, that nigga mad.
So let me just say this, and I normally don't stick up for bitch ass niggas. And I'm really not trying to stick up for Criston, but apparently Rhae Rhae got something between her legs. If you go back to the last episode, right? Criston was, King's Guard, and he said he traded in his white cloak for her, which is the only goddamn thing he had to his name, right? He quickly traded that in for her, and in exchange he offered her penis, poverty, and passion fruit, right?
I'm done for the night.
But
the 3 P's,
right? He offered her the 3 P's, but then you got Harlan Strong. He gave up his job. He gave up, his name.
He skeeted 3 times.
He skeeted 3 times to her. He gave up everything. He like the medieval Ame Udoka. He just fucked up.
Oh shit! Oh my god! He done slid it in there. Oh my god! So she was skeeted on.
She got something that got these cats going. Just
somebody called it Targus.
It's that Targus.
Somebody, yes, I called it Targus the last time. That's that Snapdragon. For real. She got that. Hey, that motherfucker bite or something. Man, I don't know.
They're doing something in there, man. 3 kids for, like you said, from Harlan Strong, like for him to beseech his whole state. Like this dude is the commander of the city watch at this point. Like your daddy is the hand of the king, you the commander of the city watch. Like you, unless y'all was the king, you really can't get no higher than that. And for him to like just really throw all that out the window for that Targus, boy, that dragon don't play no games, boy.
Right.
Snapdragon.
That what Janae said, because I was sure thinking when he said that.
Right. You missed
I'm
that.
like,
he missed that spoiled cunt.
That's right. That's the same thing that had your motherfucking head crying in the garden 10 years ago.
About to take your life.
Right. About to take it. About to risk it all for real.
About to hit the samurai joint. Right. Put the sword in his stomach and rip it across.
Headed to the open room.
Type shit.
Yeah. Beat a motherfucker face off of that thing.
Hey man, real quick though, can I spin back? Can I spin the block right quick, man? Can we get into the kids in this dragon pit though? Because that shit is.
Yes.
I really feel like it's gonna be some significance to that shit.
Yeah.
Like with because at this point, like I said, you got the 2 younger Valarian children, and then you got the 2 Targaryens, Viserys' kids, and out of the 4 that's down there, like 3 of them have dragons, and Aemon doesn't yet have a dragon. You see Viserys, like we'll call him Jace. That's Rhaenyra's oldest son. Training his dragon. Luke, he has a dragon that we didn't see on the show. Aegon has a dragon, which I believe that was Aegon's dragon that we saw down in the pit when Aemon went down there. I think that was Aegon's dragon, Sunfire. So okay, everybody has a dragon but Aemon. And that little fire motherfucker, he wants it. Like that shit is pushing him right now. And you kind of see that when he comes back up and tells Alicent, about how pissed he is about them making fun of him for not having a dragon. That shit is gonna be very significant moving forward.
He's got that Rhaenyra spirit in him. You know what I mean? Like
he is very
courageous,
fiery.
Right?
He's very fiery.
I agree with you that it's gonna make a difference, and I think that the story that Laena was telling her daughter is significant to what you're saying. In that she, and I might be skipping ahead, but when Laena was sitting with her daughter, as her daughter attempted to try to get her dragon egg to hatch. And Laena was telling, sometimes they don't hatch. I was 15 years old before I rode my first dragon, but I had to go get that motherfucker. I had to take it. And now I ride the biggest dragon in the kingdom. And she encouraged her, hey, look, you're going to get to ride a dragon one day, but you're just going to have to go get your dragon. Instead of waiting for the egg to hatch. And I believe that had significance and was coming back to the story of him going down in that dungeon or whatever you want to, that dragon's lair, and seeing that dragon, because he too is probably going to have to go get his if if the egg ain't hatching, and I think he gonna have a bad one, whatever he wind up with. I'm speculating, obviously.
You hot as dragon fire. I say that. You hot.
Hey, listen. I'm feeling good about it, man.
You spit hot fire.
Hey, Shitashi in this motherfucker. Shitashi.
You said he got that Rhaenyra spirit, but is it Rhaenyra spirit or Daemon spirit? That's what I'm gonna be looking to figure out.
Well, yeah. I think what's her name? What's her name? Remind me more of Daemon. No, Aegon. Wait, which one of the motherfuckers?
Aegon.
Which one would be the meat? That's the one that remind me of Daemon.
Was the one jacking off.
Okay. Because that's the way I'm gonna remember that motherfucker there. The little meat beating motherfucker.
You're right. He does remind you.
We gotta give him a name or so. We gotta come up with
right.
Little Jackie over there.
He to jack off on King's Landing out the window. Like he completely fits the role of who you would think would be standing out the fucking window jacking off. Yes,
he did. I mean,
he fits the fucking role, little bastard. Fuck that kid.
Yeah. So that was significant. Spinning it back to where we were in the garden or whatever, where they were training. Ser Criston, talk to us about the shit he was on, man. Like
Celestial,
that situation. Set that situation up.
Celestial just rolled her eyes to fucking Westeros. So I'm gonna let her tackle that one.
Because I can't. Criston makes my skin itch. Like, how you gonna mistreat the kids? Like, he hating on the kids. He out there like, oh, you showing a whole lot of interest. I mean, that seems like some interest you would show a brother, a nephew, or something. Like, it was just so shady. That
shit got his ass whooped too.
Right.
I mean, he got his ass whooped like he whooped somebody's ass before. Like, right. But it was the whole dynamic of I'm going to be mean to Rhaenyra's children because of the spite I got in my heart for Rhaenyra one.
Right.
But I'm gonna let Alicent's children beat up on Rhaenyra's children, even though these some big motherfuckers,
right?
Fighting some little kids, you know.
It's like if you would have played your position, it could have been you, bro. Ain't no need for you to be mad. That could have been you. You was the one out here offering the 3 Ps and got mad because she turned you down. Like, play your position.
Right.
Comment, please.
Hey, speaking of this situation, we got Orfifi Vanessa. She said this is the diary of a mad white knight.
That boy is bitter. He is bitter.
Right.
Oh yeah. So we've had a couple people say Caleb commented as well as Lisa Barton, and Criston wanted those kids to be his.
They could have been.
There you go.
And you're right, because it's 10 years later, he's still thinking about that thing, and he mad over it. So he abusing her kids,
right?
In his mind, getting back at her.
Cause your lover and your secretary working every day of the week. That motherfucker not gonna cry, y'all. I'm telling you. That motherfucker burnt up them clothes like Bernadette, man.
Let it go, Ser Criston, please,
bruh.
You out there abusing the children.
Howard knocked the taste out of his mouth, though.
Hey, yeah, that was for his boy.
Right.
That's why you could it's so blatantly obvious. It's like, damn, like you can already tell, it's already some tension and some animosity there. Criston was Rhaenyra's, sworn protector. You are now, for the last 10 years, been her protector. Been protecting that Targaryen too, shooting up the club and whatnot. So it's like, you already know some animosity there. Now you out here fucking with my son that ain't supposed to be my son, and I can't tell people that's my son. So I'm just gonna whoop your ass.
Yep. Man.
Somebody just called Criston Cole Carl Thomas, though.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He really is singing I Wish I Never Met Her.
Man, that shit feels right there.
Stay.
Oh my God.
Oh, so we can be your family.
But he coming wild.
That's right. Listen, I mean, them Dornish be like that though, man. I mean, like,
yeah, they do love hard. You're right.
They feel the way, man, about shit. So
they have that passion.
Yeah, he from a place with passion and passion fruit.
So, is it just me? You know, man, I don't know, dog. Just the whole situation is just like, dog. It's the whole town just messy right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's fuck.
Shady boots.
Whole King's Landing. That's what, bro. That's why I wasn't mad. Khaleesi burned that bitch down. I continue.
See that?
But like, dog. You know, the whole town know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody but Viserys is acknowledging that them kids ain't his. But at the same time, you know, even Viserys talked about it where when Allison was bringing it up, like, you know, the shit you saying, bitch, could get you killed.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
You know,
facts.
But yet it's still, everybody knows this. But it makes him look bad as hell. And Allison, you know, trying to tell him that shit too.
Make him look like a weak king.
She kind of got booked. She kind of got booked with his ass for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like she like fuck all that. You know what I mean? Like, nigga,
but the nigga got one arm, CJ. All she got to do is stand to his left. What he gonna do?
It go in a circle, man. Boy, you petty as hell. What did y'all think about the fact that Lena and Daemon was now together and making kids and shit?
Well, yeah, that was kind of, you know, they foreshadowed that a little bit in, you know, last episode. It's one of those things that it was more to it in the book. You know, they just really sped through that shit. Real House Cousins.
Caleb crazy as hell for that.
The Real House Cousins of Westeros.
They show our cousins, all of them.
But like, so like the fact that they are together now, and you know, they're making children together, and it seems like Daemon has lost a little bit of his fighting spirit, but it also seems like the reason he has lost that is because he's actually in love with Rhaenyra.
So,
and go ahead.
The way I look at it as, like, when I'm watching this shit, all the thing I can think of in my head, like, damn, Daemon is a changed man. This nigga done settled down. You know, he got a house, got some kids, a mortgage and shit. You know, he got two or three dragons he gotta feed. My nigga just working and paying bills.
Y'all took it different than I did.
Like,
you take it
because when dude, you know, made that proposition to him, and Daemon, you know, he basically accepted it on the spot. And you know, when Lenore was talking to him, my boy was like, "We ain't got to worry about politics. We ain't got to worry about all this other bullshit. Like, we could just live here, get this money, and chill out." Like, it appeared to me like my boy had just found his lane and was cool with it.
They could sit there and eat passion fruit.
Yeah, they could eat they could eat passion fruit without the poverty, my nigga, and he was good with that, you know. And that's how he felt, but she wasn't with that shit.
Right.
It kind of reminded me of like the second or third episode of Power when Ghost was like, "I'm leaving the game. I don't want to be a drug dealer no more." Tasha like, shit.
Shit. So
yeah, I know she want to say something. What you got?
So I really saw it as that was a marriage of convenience. The only time I felt like there was a little deference, a little show of love, was when she basically said, "Look, I know I ain't the woman you really want," and he called her name, and she said, No, I'm good. I made peace with it. Like, I ain't mad. But other than that, especially there was a moment when she came to have that first conversation about she wanted to go home, and he did all of that about, you know, man, fuck them niggas over there in Westeros. I'm good. Like, I'm eating fat off the calf. Like, we chilling up over here. And she said her little piece. And then Daemon looked up at her like, "You still here?" Like, that's why I was like, yeah, that's the same old Daemon. Like, ain't no love. So I didn't take it as He loved her. I took it as he accepted the fact that he was not going to be able to make a play for the throne in Westeros, so he found somewhere else where he could kind of be the man. Because they had all these dragons. They got, people coming laying down stuff on the altar because they want to keep them there with their dragons. It was a marriage of convenience to me. So.
I'm with you on that. Now I'm definitely in agreement about about he didn't love her. He was in love with Rhaenyra. And that was my perspective is, he like that kind of also kind of represented his fighting spirit in a way. And then he was cool. Like, look, I ain't gonna get the kingdom. I ain't gonna get the Iron Throne. I'm just finna chill here and you know what I'm saying, do my thing, fly on my motherfucking dragons over this city, and burn people up when it's time to do that shit. Fuck the stepstones, fuck all that shit. Let's just kick it. You know what I mean? I think they got some chicken over there. Let's go eat some of that shit. And do it like that. But I thought it was dope that in spite of that, her having that Targaryen spirit in her too. Fuck eating passion fruit. See, I'm a Targaryen woman too. I want a motherfucker die a dragon rider's death.
Right.
Like, nigga, you got to step the fuck up and be who the fuck you are. Cause that's who I marry. Even if you don't, even if I'm not the woman you love, the reason I was attracted to your ass in the first place or even was interested is because you motherfucking Daemon. Just remember that. Remember you Daemon,
And then the fact that he has not worked to develop a relationship with the daughter who does not have a dragon also make him suspect to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of being suspect, Nikki just brought up this point, talking about even his daughter made mention to him ignoring her. Mm-hmm. I felt bad for her. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But why though? That's what I want to know. Like why is he,
I mean, shit, from what it looked like on the show, it looked like just literally off the fact that her dragon egg ain't hatched. Like everybody else in the family got dragons. And it's kind of like the same thing with the royal children we saw back at King's Landing. You got fucking Laena. She's on Vhagar, the largest dragon in Westeros. Daemon is on Caraxes, the fiercest fucking dragon in Westeros. At this point, the other daughter, I think that's Baela, she already has a hatchling dragon. That's growing at this point in time. And then Rhaena, she has this egg that just ain't hatched yet. So, like, from the way they set it up in the show, it just look like it's off some maybe you're not worthy because your dragon egg ain't hatched type shit.
Yeah, it did seem like that. Like he was treating her different because of that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I guess we might as well stay here. I mean, and finish talking about them, at least from the standpoint of obviously.
I think though, like you, both of y'all, CJ, you and Celestia make like really good points to the fact that like Daemon, he settled for the most like convenient marriage, the most powerful marriage without being able to get Rhaenyra. Like obviously, it was the same, same seat. He was able to marry and join his house with House Velaryon, which is they still the second most powerful house. But as far as him like actually having like real love for Laena, I think like in his own little dutiful way, like as his duty, he had like some kind of love for her, but like being in love, that's all Rhaenyra. He was definitely just playing the role. He's definitely just playing the role right now.
Yeah, I mean, and she was about to have another child for him, and obviously that was a situation that it's the second time in the series that we've seen, the problems of childbirth, and the complications of it, and obviously she made the decision to die a dragon rider's death, rather than whatever the outcome might be when the maester, I don't know if that guy is called the maester in that situation, but told Daemon that the baby can't be cut out and that the girl couldn't live if they were to cut the baby out.
But you saw he did decline that option. Like when he said,
he did. I respected that shit too.
He declined that shit. Unlike Viserys, like he said no. But Laena heard that shit. So like the whole time they talking, Lena looking like she, black woman, she can hear that shit from fucking eons away. So she heard that shit, and that's what led her to walk out and die by dragon fire.
Yeah. And the dragon ain't even want to do the shit at first. Like he looked at her like, you
know what I'm saying? Like,
right, he like, you fucking serious?
So,
right. Like I let you fucking ride me. Are you fucking serious? You really want me to do this shit? You sure? She said the shit 5 times before he did it.
Hey, hey, that
shit made me sad,
really
though,
didn't
man.
want to do that shit, bro.
I ain't want that shit to happen, nigga. I'm sad. I'm like, damn, man. We just got, you know what I'm saying? This version,
right? She was like, it was almost like the one black person on the scary movie. As soon as they get on the goddamn screen,
bye bye.
Go.
Right, cause motherfucking her brother always at the club anyway, so you don't never see that motherfucker.
She did last longer than Daemon first wife though.
She did
on the screen.
Yeah.
She had a lot more screen time.
Yeah.
For that, I am thankful.
Like shit, I thought we was gonna be seeing her at episode 10 and shit.
Yeah, nah, they cut that shit short. They cut that shit all the way short, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? Free later. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it was still.
So Joe Winningham brought up a point on that whole scene, and I thought about that shit too. Like Joan said, she's in labor and got a dozen people around her. She get past her husband, the maester, all the ladies in waiting, down the castle stairs and runs to the beach. And I thought about that, like, goddamn, didn't nobody see this bleeding motherfucker leave? Nobody saw the trail of blood on the floor?
Right.
I thought she was trying to, bro. I interpreted that initially as she was trying to
walk the baby down.
Yes. That's what I thought she was trying to do. And so I just presumed that she was taking that approach. And before, I didn't even know you could even Dracarys your motherfucking self.
Me either.
Nigga, I learned something new tonight when she did that.
Initially, I thought, oh yeah, they can't get burned, but then I was like, oh no, that's Targaryens.
Right.
But that's why I've always said that's a myth, though. That shit was just Dany. That ain't like a Targaryen, because she's half Targaryen. Like her mother's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
So she has the blood of a Targaryen, but that whole Targaryens can't get burned. That's just fucking Khaleesi.
So only Khaleesi was she was the
motherfucking dragon. Goddamn it.
I did write down the question: are the eggs that don't hatch, were those the same motherfucking eggs that was passed down to like Khaleesi and shit?
I don't think it's the same, but I'm sure they came from one of them clutches. But like it's several clutches of eggs and several that don't hatch. Okay. So that's that's a common thing. That's like some of them motherfuckers hatch, a lot of them motherfuckers don't. That's kind of how it goes. Right?
It would be be a hell of a lot of dragons if all
of
them did.
Right, because they have like a shit ton of fucking eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. B. Lizzie said she likes how Vhagar basically asked her if she was sure when she said Dracarys the first couple times.
Bitch, you know I can't un-Dracarys your ass.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
There's no reverse button for this shit.
I really was hoping she was like Daenerys, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody said she had a good week.
I was hoping it was gonna make the baby come out, but it didn't go the way
I was me too, Celeste. I was hoping that I was really hoping that this was gonna be one of them instances where it was gonna be a miracle birth and a miracle, survival of the fire and stuff.
Yeah, nah, they got her on up out of there.
Damn.
So, speaking of fire,
damn.
We saw. We had a fire, in this episode. We gonna talk about it, but I want to talk about the reason that fire happened, and Lilfoot ran the wings, face ass,
shady boots,
bruh. I thought Otto was a hating ass nigga, was trash. He ain't touching. He is not touching Lilfoot.
Yeah.
By any means.
And Lilfoot's smart. He said, listen, I got a job for y'all, but what I need y'all to do first, I need all y'all tongues, because what you ain't gonna do is set me up and tell me. So give me them tongues, and I'll give you some coins for you to go do this job for me. Like, what?
took their motherfucking tongues with the quickness.
And made sure them dudes had the house sigil pinned on them. So like they just went in there completely unnoticed.
With them with them bees on them.
The little sigil thing, that was like house strong sigil. So like they just walked in there and did that shit.
That's crazy, man.
And then you see they just walked the fuck out. They they bringing out dead bodies, and the niggas that did that shit, they just walked out like it was all good.
Yeah, but I agree with her.
Lisa Biden said Lilfoot is worse than Littlefinger. You burn your own brother and sis.
And his daddy. Yeah, his daddy. Like, that's the cold part. Like,
their brother and their daddy.
But it's like he got to be more diabolical than everybody else because his cunning is what he has. He doesn't have, the typical strength. He doesn't have brute strength. And so this motherfucker is way more diabolical to the point that in order to ascend and acquire the allegiance that he desires, that motherfucker willing to take his daddy out and his brother out with the quickness in order to prove to Alicent his allegiance and told her to go get your daddy.
Right.
Because that's what you want anyway.
Right.
So what do y'all think?
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. Because I like talking about her.
So what do y'all think his end game is, right? Because like you killed he been in Alicent's ear for a long time now, right? We gotta assume at least for 10 years because he comfortable as hell. He comfortable as hell around that council. My nigga just walking in the room, he fixing his own plate. He family now basically. So like what is his end game?
Position and power.
Yeah, position, power, station. To me, that's the only parallel between him and Littlefinger is that they scheme for their position. This little cat here though, like he started out in a higher position than Littlefinger just off the strength of his daddy. His daddy handed the king, so really like that's why his little cripple foot ass can walk around that bitch and do what he want to do anyway. So getting rid of his daddy, still being up under Alicent, he's still moving his chess pieces in accordance with just getting more power, getting more station for himself.
Yep. And I think he want to be in the ear of the king, of the eventual king. I think he wants to be the hand one day.
Right.
And so he's positioning himself to be that, because when Viserys, kicks the bucket soon, there'll be a new king or queen. Obviously, there'll be a queen, but maybe he's betting on there being a king eventually.
But I mean, but along the lines of what you're saying, CJ, if he can help Alicent make the king, then who else is going?
Read that shit out loud, please.
So we got to come in from Xavier Javier that said he's the foot of the king.
Straight to that.
Oh shit, man! I'm telling you, y'all ain't shitting this level is real high. Motherfuckers in the comments, boy. I'm talking about
sky fucking.
Them
high.
motherfuckers is hilarious, man.
But I mean, like I said though, if he can help Alicent get Aegon to the throne, and like if it's not gonna be Otto, if she wouldn't appoint her father as hand of the king, who else would she appoint? The motherfucker that she trusts the most has been her counsel. That's all. Like he moving his chess pieces.
Speaking of Aegon, he didn't want that conversation that Alicent had with Aegon, right? She sounded more and more like her daddy every single episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Because my boy, like, well, I don't want him. And before he could even finish, she snatched him up out of the mouth, like, you shut that shit up. You shut that shit up. She gonna kill you. How she do it, Celeste?
Shut up. That's what she said. I'm too glad nobody hear you say that shit. That's what she said.
Get out of your ass.
Listen, Larys was really telling her ass about herself though. Like, look, I hear you talking that shit.
Yeah.
But you would be doing the same shit Viserys was doing if we was talking about your motherfucking kids right now.
Right.
But
you'll be acting like. Go ahead, Slish. Go ahead.
but he's so smooth with it. He's more adept, I think, than Otto.
Exactly.
Because he's so smooth with it. He basically put her in a position now where there's nothing she can do to get rid of him because she's gonna implicate herself.
Oh yeah.
If she try to take him out, it's all he can do is say, "Well, you told me to do it, sis."
Right.
Like, right. And she trying to act like she didn't.
Right. She trying to act all innocent. I didn't tell you to do that. And he had to hit her with the, you didn't have to. Like, you the queen. I had your back. Mm-hmm. Now, when the time comes, I need you to do what's right. Mm-hmm. That's how he handling her.
Exactly.
But I bet you she shook by that. Like, she shook by that motherfucker. Because any motherfucker that can take out, that can off his own daddy and brother, mm-hmm. You know, it's like, okay, you on my side, but goddamn, it's, you know, you close enough to me to get me. You know what I mean? When you that close to me, and you show the willingness to off anybody that's close to you. So, you know,
trapped, and she's aligned herself with the snake.
Yep. And that nigga took, but that was big, bro. That was such a big fucking play though, because like, dude, you just like you got rid of Harlan, and that's a big player, you know, for Team Black. So like, he just moved a bit like that. That shit was huge. He got a big chess piece off the board.
Man,
big motherfucking chess piece.
I wonder how Rhaenyra's gonna handle that shit. I mean, I know we don't normally speculate, but definitely, obviously, she felt something for that man, and like when she said to Laena, let's go to Dragonstone, she told Laena to bring his boyfriend. She said, we're gonna need all the motherfucking swords we can get. Right. And I'm sure in her mind she was thinking, well, when I get to Dragonstone, I'm gonna send a motherfucking Raven or fly my motherfucking dragon over to go get Harwin and bring him back to Dragonstone.
Yep. It's over with.
So speaking of that situation, right? Now, Laenor, he been wanting to leave, right? Early in the episode, my boy was like, fuck this. Let's pack up me, you, your kids, my kids, whatever you want to call them. And let's get the fuck out of here, right? But she wasn't with it. Mm-hmm. but soon as that little strong baby was like, is that nigga my daddy? She's like, oh, we gotta get out of here.
Gotta get the fuck out.
We gotta go.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
When he asked that shit though.
But he old, like baby. At this point, Jason's old enough to understand this shit that's going on. Like everybody in that bitch talking. Like them little servants and shit. Like they even like the little girl. Did y'all notice like when Allison was walking by and the little servant girl stopped, put her head down? Oh, she picked up and walked off. She looked at Allison and laughed.
Yeah.
Like she kind of gave her a little giggle and then like everybody in that fucking castle messy, dog. So like they talking in that bitch. And Jace asked, out of them 3 children that Rhaenyra got, he old enough to understand like the shit that's being said at this point. You know, so like he's starting to understand that shit.
Not only the thing that's being said, but they so blatant with it. Like, if you just the servant, why you in here saying all these long, drawn out goodbyes, kissing babies?
Right, kissing the
like
baby.
That was a little bit much to me because I was like, y'all already on people's radar. Why is he doing all of this?
Shit,
like,
right after Joffrey was born, who was one of the first people to hold him after Allison them? Harwin rocking his ass and shit.
Right. Even Lenore was like, she was like, he want to hold a baby. Oh yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Baby. Let me let this nigga hold his baby.
Right.
Damn.
When Viserys says to trust a Martell is to be disappointed, what did he mean by that? And is that foreshadowing?
So a lot of that shit is from the fucking war that Aegon had with Dorne. Like for a while, like they talk about the 7 kingdoms, but for a long fucking time, it's really just the 6 kingdoms and Dorne, because them niggas wouldn't submit. You know, so Aegon the Conqueror ended up like having like several battles. It was a lot of shit with that. So like basically he's saying we can't trust the fucking Martells.
Okay.
Like, they're not to be trusted in any form or fashion. Because
Okay.
Can we rewind for a second? I got a question. What is the actual, besides the angling for the hand position, what was really the purpose of taking out his brother and his daddy? Because to me, now you're making it harder to prove who these children belong to.
I can see that. I can see that. But again, I just think it was about him proving unwavering loyalty to Alicent, and like what better way to do that. And then also, like I said, you got two people off the chessboard. You got your brother, who was ahead of you in station, and then you also got your father, who obviously was ahead of you in station, out the picture. So I just think he positioned. I just think it's all about positioning for Larys.
I think it was jealousy.
Of course.
It was just some personal shit with him, you know. Because like if you go back to I think maybe what episode that maybe 3 when we first got introduced to Lilfoot, you can kind of see like the way he looked at his brother, you know, looked at his father. Like it could be from maybe how they treated him growing up, because you know he crippled or whatever, and you know just the difference between him and his brother, who's the strongest nigga in the world apparently according to everybody there. Then you got him; he can't even buy a pair of shoes because he only need one. So he probably feel a certain type of way.
Please hit that oh my god one time for me, please.
I don't know if that motherfucker on here. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shit, this nigga is wilding, man.
I don't know. I
Go
just
ahead.
think it might backfire, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think Rhaenyra's gonna be turned the fuck up now. Like, you know, they wanted her to show her ass. She fixing to show it now. You know.
Yeah.
So like she obviously that was her guy. So, you know, she don't have any reason. I guess we that is an important thing. She tried to extend the olive branch to Alicent. She said to Alicent, like, look, man, I don't know what the fuck I did to you, Shawty. We used to be friends. How about we just squash this? Let's sweep the dust up with this motherfucker. I'm gonna offer you one of my kids. Marry your little funky ass kids. Let's just push this shit right now, cause I don't know what's wrong, but I want it to be done. And I think that was a significant thing to do in the presence of the council. You know, it was them standing up to each other, and you know, Alicent kind of blew her off in that moment. Like,
cause that was but she know what Rhaenyra on, and then honestly, it's just a convenient out for Rhaenyra. Like, okay, instead of because she even Rhaenyra ain't stupid. Like, she heard that whole conversation with Lionel Strong and Harwin, you know, so she know everybody talking. She know Alicent looking for any reason at this point. So she like, okay, I'm gonna try to, you know, unburn this motherfucking bridge or build this bitch back up and kill two birds with one stone. Jacerys still gonna be the heir, so one of your daughters can partner with him. They can rule together. Blah blah blah. Like Alicent knew what she was on.
You know, it was a sense of desperation when Rhaenyra is trying to betroth someone when she wasn't even feeling that shit when she was a kid.
Fact.
And Viserys was all for the shit. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, let's do that.
Thought that was the best. That's the best idea.
Like let's fucking do that shit right there. And then Alicent like, yeah, y'all can do that motherfucking shit over my dead motherfucking body. Which, you know, I don't think that's the type of shit you really want to be uttering to a king, to be honest with you. Right. But at the same time,
got no more respect for Viserys.
Right. Exactly. Like, she turned up on his ass now.
Yeah.
Like,
said that shit walked off.
Yep.
It took that nigga 30 more seconds to get up them goddamn stairs.
Hey, I'm a little shocked at that offer. I felt like Rhaenyra
in the fucking bedroom. Viserys ass still creeping up them fucking stairs.
Yep.
My boy should have got his chambers moved downstairs, cause shit, he's struggling, man. Or they, you know, maybe they could have built one. Even I forgot what they call them, but they, you know, you see them on TV. The old people got, you know,
the little lift thing.
Yeah, the lift.
They could have got my boy a wooden lift.
Yeah, had somebody, you know, pulling the rope to pull him up and down that something, man, because he in bad shape. Though.
He was still whooping everybody's ass this series though. Shit, because when Rhaenyra was trying to climb up them motherfuckers, I was hoping she'd make it.
Man,
I'm like, I just couldn't believe that she was walking up the damn stairs. Wow.
Childbirth, like Alicent was like, fuck that shit. Bring me that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Bring who's that baby's daddy?
Out of Pappy. Shit.
Yeah.
She was like, who? Well, everybody knows who little white baby this is.
Man.
I mean,
so speaking of them babies and shit, I honestly, for 1 second, I thought Lionel was finna be like, hey, nigga, you know them kids ain't, you know.
He wanted to, but like he the man fell just short of saying that shit. And you seen Allison wanted that tea so motherfucking bad.
Yeah.
Alice was like, yeah, say that shit plain.
push the button. Push the fucking button.
What say you after the king?
She's like, yeah, so shit. That about you wanting to quit. Will you say why you wanted to quit again?
Right.
Damn. She wanted that shit, and he
I
fell
did.
just short of saying that shit. Like, how you gonna come up here talking about you want to quit because of what your son did down in the yard? It's this big shadow over your family's name now. But then you just fucking say fuck it. It's what kind of sense that made?
Yeah, Viserys is
Somebody said in the comments said Viserys need a life alert.
Man.
Oh shit! He just gonna have to keep a servant around him at all times in case he fall. That's a medieval life alert.
That nigga push the button. Thou has falleth and cannot arise.
Seek helpeth. Seeketh help.
Oh
Man.
God.
It's tough in Westeros, man. It's this episode for me. Like, even though we watched it an hour ago, I'm still like processing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Me too. It was a lot in this episode.
a lot of shit
Yeah.
happened, but they centered literally everything in this episode around like all of the kids, and it's like I said, it's a reason. It's a big reason for that in the role that like all of these kids play in this whole shit. So I guess the reason why they spent so much time with the Valerian children, aka the Strong children, and the Targaryen children, like it's the reason that they showed Daemon and Laena with the two twins. Like all that shit is gonna come into like a lot of play as far as like the two teams.
You know what? I think for me, in a way, I think I was more fond of the Strongs than I realized, and I think that shit kind of fucked with me tonight, in a similar way to when Ned Stark died in the original Game of Thrones, and I think in a way, between Laena and what happened with the Strongs and how that shit went down, like he killed them in their fucking sleep. I'm kind of mourning the loss of those particular characters. Even though this was really the first time that you really get to see Breakbones up close, like I was already appreciating what he could be to the show and what he could be down the road. And so, you know, I kind of hated to see him depart this early.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see them taking him out this quick. Like I really didn't see that shit coming like that. So like that was a nice little you thought because you was in the book, nigga. Like, but that's
wait, do that again.
Gotcha. That's what I like about this shit though, man. Like they really, because like I always say, there's so many directions in the book that they go from like, oh, this person telling the story, now this person telling the story. And they really took all of those stories and like really mixed that shit up. So like you really, even like I said, I read the book, but you really don't have no idea where this shit is really headed.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I was disappointed too, bro. You know, after he put them hands on Criston Cole earlier.
That was a much needed ass whooping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He deserved that. But you know, when I'm watching them put the beats on it, I was like, man, I can't wait to see them square off later when the shit really pop off. And what made me think about that was right before he slapped the taste out of Criston's mouth. He was like, bitch, you ain't never been in no real battle.
Right.
You know, so, you know, Criston was talking his talk till he couldn't really talk because he had a fist in his mouth. So I was looking forward to seeing that whole dynamic takes shape in the form of real battle where they really trying to kill each other. And
but make no mistake, that shit was completely intentional from Criston Cole. Like he was watching Harwin Strong, you know, when they was down on the training yard, like he was watching his reactions to what was going on with the Strong kids. He was watching his reactions to how he was treating Alicent's kids. And like he antagonized, he goaded that shit. So like he knew exactly what he was doing. And when he said that shit that he said, I think he knew he was finna get hit. And I think he was really prepared for that shit. I think he also knew he didn't want that smoke, like that hand-to-hand smoke with Harwin Strong. But he knew he wasn't finna sit there. Like, he knew niggas was gonna come break that shit up. He was gonna take a couple punches to the face. But the implications of what Harwin Strong actions meant was more to him than like, oh, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, cool. But he knew what that shit was gonna do. Like, that shit was very calculated.
Yep.
Like he all about Allison right now. So that motherfucker knew what was gonna come from that shit.
That's true. He fell in the trap. He baited him and then didn't fight to make it look even worse.
Yeah. I guess what Nikki said was true. She said you can't get too attached to a character on Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones characters are like the wire. As soon as you get attached to them, you never know when they're gonna go.
And it's another thing, like with the characters, like with some of them, there's like an element of good and evil, but like what this show really shows you is like even the characters that you think are good, they will commit or have committed atrocities. Like they committed some fucked up acts. The characters that you think are like, oh, this motherfucker's so evil, I hate him. They give you some character arc reasons to see, like, oh, that's why that motherfucker did the evil shit he did. It was for this reason or that reason, to give you some reason to empathize with him. So like, it really ain't no good or evil. It's just really, you pick your side. You pick who you like and you roll with it.
Right.
If he dies, he dies.
Man, look, I was just like, man, they deserve to go out better.
Yeah.
To me. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But you know, shit. It happens. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be a lot to come from how they went and who did the deed. So
wait, what'd you say? That's like, oh yeah.
I stuck with Khaleesi to the end, goddammit.
I still fucked with Khaleesi.
I rolled with Khaleesi to the end.
Yeah. Fuck King's Landing. Fuck that.
Burn it down.
They all deserve to burn, goddammit.
What do y'all think about Rhae Rhae's move to Dragonstone?
I think that was for the safety of her and them boys, and she kind of like that line that Laenor spit to her about, you know, the wise sailor flees the storm while it's gathering or whatever. Like, she took that shit to heart and she actually heeded the warning. Like, she could see the shit being put in place in King's Landing. She know all the talk that's happening. So it's like, she got the fuck on down for like this shit that I'll put in Alicent's head about, oh, well, you know, Rhaenyra's gonna put your kids to the sword. That shit really the other way around.
Right.
So like Rhaenyra, like, I ain't on no kill no kids type shit, but y'all will. So I'm gonna just get the fuck on down because y'all think my kids are illegitimate.
Right. I just feel like she's not gonna be able to, like, with her leaving, it's gonna be hard for her to. They already don't want her to be, you know, the person that's gonna ascend to the throne. So how is she going to get support from Dragonstone?
Well, once Corlys see them white babies, he ain't finna support shit.
Hey, Corlys know his son Laenor as fuck.
Yeah. I was gonna say he got to know, even if he didn't know, even if he didn't want to believe it 10 years ago. That motherfucking phase has lasted 10 years, Corlys. Hey. So at least
Corlys still think he gonna grow out of it.
10 years later. Black Daddy syndrome.
Celia Darden brought up a good point. She doesn't have support now.
Yeah.
She will when Daemon come back.
Yeah.
I think she got more support than we see though. Like, it's still like the banners and shit. What was it? Was it episode 1 when he officially named her the heir? Was at the end of episode 1, I believe. Like the banners, the motherfuckers that swore allegiance to her, it's still a lot of them that loyally support her. You know, even with her returning to her seat at Dragonstone, Dragonstone is still the official seat of the heir to the Iron Throne. So as long as Viserys sits the Iron Throne, her going to Dragonstone don't have too much bearing on her being the heir, because that's still the official seat of the heir of the Iron Throne.
Gotcha.
My bad.
That makes sense.
The significance of the battle that was taking place at the Stepstones again, when Alicent and Rhaenyra were kind of intellectually jousting with one another about what should be done strategically there, and Alicent was saying that we don't have enough money to entertain or enter any battle, and Rhaenyra was saying, well, the Stepstones should have been fortified after the last motherfucking battle.
Right.
We should have built shit. We should have taken place of it. What's the significance of that? And can you explain what's going on with the Blackwoods and whoever they were talking about?
That's still so like Viserys ass with his tournaments and shit. Like, you know, like since episode 1, he been feast, tournament, hunt. So that's like where all of the crown's money is gone during his reign to all this shit that he like to do to make people like him. So like while they've been doing that shit, Daemon left them, you know, he left the Stepstones unattended. So the motherfuckers that they defeated just started building their ranks back up, you know, kind of plain and simple. And so they basically, like you said, they was having an intellectual battle about how to handle it. And Alicent on some, oh, well, Daemon left it. And they're like, oh, we left it. Like, he turned it over to the king and we ain't did shit. So
she was like, bitch, we broke.
All right, now we broke. We just spent all the money on all these, like, shit, look at, okay, so at this point, Viserys and Alicent had 3 kids. What did he do for Aegon? They had the big hunt. So, you know, he did something similar along those same lines for all them kids. Rhaenyra has had children. He probably did something similar along those same lines for those children being born. So, like, the crown broke. This nigga done went broke throwing feasts and fucking tournaments and shit. And now these niggas done click back up in the Stepstones and rebuilding the Triarchy.
God damn. Exactly. They got dragons, though, goddamn.
They do have dragons.
At the end of the day.
I mean, but you know, Viserys is soft, man. Because like with all them dragons and all that shit, if they wanted to take everything, they really could.
Yeah.
They could just show up in the middle of the night, burn that bitch down, and take whatever. But he too busy, you know, building shit with his Legos. By the way,
that shit is huge. Bigger. That shit is enormous. It takes up the entire fucking room.
That bitch is so big, he got hired help in the room now to help him build more shit. Well, he ain't got but one arm, so.
Right. That nigga clearly needs some help.
But at some point, you got to put your toys away and be a fucking adult.
I mean, shit. Yeah, I think that's all he got to play with these days. He different from his son.
Ain't going no more.
Yeah, he unlike his son. So, you know, be like shit. You know, yeah, Alicent ain't going.
All right, she ain't with that shit no more. He ain't getting his decrepit ass on top of her no more.
Right. If it was late before it got this, it's motherfucking twilight right now.
Right. Hey, what's funny about that shit, man? When he came on the screen, he was talking to Alicent. My wife had just walked in the room. She just 2 seconds looked at the TV. She was like, I bet he stank.
Man. God damn, man.
I just
he should have some royal bathers. I'm telling you. Shit, if I was a king, be like Prince Hakeem on y'all motherfucking ass.
Facts.
So, you know, now we've seen even more pieces being moved, right? Criston Cole, he's ride or die with Alicent now.
Oh my God.
You know, that's crazy. Both of them hurt over the same woman. But that's a whole nother story. But he switched sides completely. Viserys is on his last arm or leg or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever limb.
Right. He's up a room bound. The hand is dead. Rhaenyra's baby's daddy is dead. She done left the spot. Randall Weems is in Alice's ear. And then and then they got some tongueless killers roaming around.
Right.
So with all that being said, what is it that y'all expecting to see coming up next? Don't everybody talk at once?
Gee, I mean, is it well? I think that being distant from the throne, from King's Landing, you know, for Allison, for Rhaenyra, and the blacks, it allows them the opportunity to build up their ranks, but it also means that she is not present in front of her people, and the more she's absent, the more at King's Landing, the sentiment that was building up, even in the last episode we saw prior to this one, will continue to grow, and you know, people will be able to become more would have more allegiance for the queen because she's actually present there, and they will associate the kingdom with them. So I do think that's going to be something that we can anticipate moving forward.
What about you, Celestia? You look like you got something you need to just let go.
Well, I got a couple of things that I'm looking forward to. One, I'm interested to see where Daemon's alliances lie now that he almost has an end back in Westeros now, not in terms of getting back with Rhae Rhae, but in terms of being able to come in and be the hero again in Westeros. Because if she say caw, you know, she throw out that call and he come running, you know what I'm saying? If she's the future heir, that may give him some leverage. I'm also interested what's going to happen to the dragon that now has no rider, the one that's the biggest in the kingdom. And you know, I peeped was something that was said in the things for next week, so I'm very interested to see what happens with that. And I want Allison to get it. Like, I need somebody to take Allison out. Like, I'm saying,
pop out.
Yeah, I was already sick of her ass. I mean, like, I was very new Allison. I'm sick of her ass already. So
I'm sick of her.
But she gives out big caring energy.
Man,
yes,
listen,
like, she does.
We got Angelica Headspeth in the comments said, I'm trying to see Rhae Rhae and Allison to throw hands once and for all.
Allison don't want that smoke, I promise.
She don't.
No, she don't.
She don't want
that. Yeah, she do not want that. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What about you, Valerian? What you?
I'm interested to see with how they've done like the time jumps through these first 6 episodes. Like, do we get significant time jumps with these last what we got left 4? Especially like I said with the children that we've already seen, because every one of them that we saw this episode has a pretty significant role moving forward, one way or another. So I'm just kind of interested to see how fast they, you know, speed that up, or how they pace that as far as like, you know, the roles of each of these children that we've already seen. Also interested to see, you know, what comes of Rhaenyra and Laenor and, like, you know, the group or the guard that they've taken to Dragonstone, and how that's going to transform, if they are going to be able to build, you know, more support from her seat at Dragonstone. Is she just going to get completely washed by Allison and Larys Clubfoot, you know, back at King's Landing building up the green? So just kind of interested to see how they're going to build up these next few episodes until that finale, because they're going to bring it, you know, in the finale of episode 10. So I'm just interested to see these like next 3 episodes and how they're going to build up to that point.
So just, I'm probably jumping way fucking ahead because I'm thinking about season 2. And if we still going to be dealing with the same storyline or characters in season 2, or is it literally like we're gonna go from generation to generation?
I think we still gonna be with the same, because it's a lot of shit that they ain't touched yet. You know, like we haven't even. We're not.
I feel that, Nikki. Everybody that's left,
shit. I ain't gonna say too much, but we're not at the dance yet. Like, we're not at the dance of dragons yet. We haven't even. We're not there. We're not there.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're still building up to the Dance of Dragons. So like everything's still just being put in place. That's why it's dope though. It's dope how they doing this shit, man. Like they're really fucking killing the character arcs already, and like how they manipulating even some of the stories from the book and saying, okay, we're gonna do this in the show because that makes for a more dramatic experience for show watchers. Like they're really killing this shit right now. So like I'm just interested to see how they continue that.
So for me, I honestly think it's about to slow down. You know, because we've had a total of 14 years, I believe. Jump ahead or something like that.
Yeah,
10
it's been 10
since
the last episode. We had 10. Before that, we had a 3-year jump, and then one episode we did have a 1. So about 14 years and 6 months? Because between episode 1 and 2 was 6 months. So like 14 and a half years.
And that goddamn rat was back.
I will say this though, in one of the previews, you do see a more adult version or more adult looking Aemon. So like I do think we're gonna see like another pretty big jump, because like I said, in one of the previews for like the upcoming episodes, they do show an adult version or at least a teenage version of Aemon Targaryen.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all a real important question. Was that the same motherfucking rat from 10 years ago? Was that same motherfucking rat?
Hey, CJ, I don't think it was the same rat, but the rats had like they keep showing them rats for a reason.
Yeah, I see that.
I say it's significant. It's like not just on some it's like it's motherfuckers rats and listening, and like it ain't that.
Yeah,
the rats gonna have some big significance.
I see. I'm peeping the rap. I did want to ask y'all real quick. My bad, TK. I ain't mean to jump in. I just wanted to know how did y'all adjust to the new characters, like the new versions of the characters? Like, was it different for you, or was it an easy transition?
I like how they did like Rhaenyra or Emma D'Arcy, the actor that's playing Rhaenyra now. Like I feel like they brought it along slow. Like they kind of, you see her in the beginning, and then like it's a few minutes, so it's a good 10 to 15 minute time span in the episode before you see her again. And I think that was kind of intentional to kind of get an audience some time to warm up to her. But I think she, like I said, Rhaenyra the mother is completely different from the Rhaenyra that we saw. They called her the Realm's Delight. This bitch that we looking at now is not that.
She's not that.
She is not that.
I'm missing Rhae Rhae swag. She don't have the same swag, but I'm not, discounting or saying I don't like the new Rhae Rhae, but I do miss that kind of in your face. Like I felt away when she was at that table and she kind of offered up her kid, because I felt like while it was smart and it was strategic, and maybe she's thinking a little more strategically instead of using so much emotion, I just felt like old school Rhae Rhae wouldn't have done it. Like, so I'm adjusting to her as a new character. I don't care whether it's 60-year-old Alicent, teenage Alicent. I don't like Alicent. So.
Okay, as a record label and a motherfucking crew.
Well, I'll say this to your point, Celestial. Talking about Rhae Rhae swag. I mean, having 3 kids, a crazy stepmama, a gay ass husband, take all your swag away. You just trying to hold on at this goddamn point.
She just
You're right. You're right, man.
Then they took away her sneaky link. Imagine having all that and they take away your sneaky link.
Right.
You're right.
So she's got a lot going on.
She does.
She holding on at this point.
Yeah. I think she's gonna be pulling up on the set in a minute, like Doughboy and them at the motherfucker though.
But for me, as far as like adjusting to the new characters, man. First of all, I can't stand none of them fucking kids. Fuck them kids. Every last one of them. All
hey,
of them.
what you got against Rhaenyra's kids?
I don't like the blonde ones. I don't like the little dark hair ones. They too soft and shit. Your daddy
give the baby a chance.
And I may be a little jumping the gun too early on her kids, but I know I can't stand Allison kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
You know, like you got nigga hanging out the window jacking off, and then you got the little girl. She ain't said but 3 words, but she playing with bugs and shit, staring off into space. And then you got the middle boy. You know, he a crybaby. You could tell he gonna be Jeffrey Dahmer when he grow up. Cause they pushing him.
Cause they fucking with him.
They pushing him to the edge.
But you can also tell Allison ain't loved to like spent no time with none of her. Like you can tell it's a visible difference with like how her kids are, and Rhaenyra, like you can tell Rhaenyra is very much in the lives of her children.
Yeah,
that shit is clear and evident.
Do you think that Allison's daughter reminds her of Rhaenyra?
Good question.
Good
question. Like you gonna make me go back and watch their whole scene and their dynamic just to kind of.
It was definitely some. Yeah. This girl is not like me.
Right.
Going on there, you know, and she like because I wouldn't be picking up no damn bugs first of all.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was something that Rhaenyra would do or would be okay with, and I felt like she definitely kind of the body language was giving that vibe to me.
Yeah. Barbara Planton said in the comments, Allison kids have no discipline and she didn't raise them children. Exactly.
Right.
You look at all the episodes when after the baby's been born, she hold them by 2-3 seconds,
so quick.
then pass them off.
Here you go.
Right. I'm talking about dog. She passing them babies like blunts in a smoke session.
Man, getting them off. She getting them off, but like I said, that shit is clear and evident that like she wasn't there for them. Like, and you can see the detachment already, like from her, from the like. That's just. I love how they putting this shit together. I love the visuals that they putting with that shit. It's all intentional. That shit is very much intentional.
Yeah, but you know, I'm after seeing all the changes and everything, man. I'm really excited about what we got coming up, and I'm really looking forward to the next episode. One thing I'm looking forward to is what the hell is Corlys at, man?
Right.
Like that's what I want to see, like how he is gonna play into all this, because first of all, they ain't got no money, and he the richest house in the motherfucking land. So
then when he see those not his grandchild,
right? So like, I'm really wanting to see how.
You don't think he done seen them kids?
I'm of a mind to believe he just going with that shit, because like we 10 years down the line, both of his children supposedly have kids. Like, ain't no way. I think that shit just kind of implied, but like, we'll see. You can tell, like you can see from the preview, it look like we're gonna get a glimpse of him, I guess, in next episode for like Laena's funeral service or whatever. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
Is he gonna be old, or he gonna still look like the Corlys we know?
I don't know, man. Black don't crack, even if
that's what I'm saying. Shit.
If they're not crack, goddamn it, them
dreads
better still be fucking mop long, goddamn it.
Shit better be historically accurate.
Hold up. Look at this comment. God damn.
Retweet.
Man, oh my fucking God.
Janae Hayes Jean Baptiste said a retwist is due.
What
a new growth.
With these people
a new growth. Showing out.
Oh Lord.
Bro, I really and truly both love and hate the comments.
Hey, that shit be making me want to stay on here longer, man. I just be wanting to see what the fuck they got to say.
The comments be giving like.
Is Rhaenys retwisting that nigga's head off? Like, who's doing that shit?
Shit. Rhaenys, she always had a little flavor to it.
I ain't gonna tell you no lie though. Don't nobody on the show hair be laid like Rhaenys hair be laid.
Auntie always had a little flavor to it now. So she, I can see her with a little beeswax and shit, you know what I'm saying, getting up in there, you know what I'm saying, locking that shit up good.
Oh.
With some shea butter he done bought back from the motherfucking, from the narrow seas.
Lisa Biden said Corlys gonna look like Stevie Wonder. Come on.
Not Stevie, don't do Stevie.
Stevie just spray.
Bro, ain't nobody safe tonight, man. Nobody safe tonight.
Now see, last episode, Carlton talking about the nigga curl ain't curling like Luther's, and now she in the comments talking about Steven, man.
Our legends catching strays every week, man.
Luther done caught a stray. Steven done caught a stray. Well,
damn, bro.
Shit, we gotta get somebody else next week.
And goddamn, one half of the black people on tonight's episode goddamn cost herself. Man.
Right. Yeah. Damn.
Hey, bro, Vhagar is big as a motherfucker though.
He that was a big ass dragon. That's the first thing I wrote down.
She is fucking huge, dog.
I was like, wait a minute, that dragon look big as hell.
Right.
Huge. She is fucking huge. Like she dwarfs the size of fucking Caraxes when they was like underneath each other. Like she's fucking huge. That's a big ass fucking dragon.
I'm really interested to see this dragon.
What y'all think is gonna be? What y'all think the dynamic's gonna be like with Daemon and them kids now? Now that he got to actually be a father to them kids.
I don't think he's gonna be no father. He was looking real shook when he had to tell them about their mama.
I think Daemon loves the kids. I think Daemon genuinely loves his children, just like in the way that Daemon would. Like you don't see Daemon as like somebody that like visually shows affection or like attention, but like something I just feel like he gonna love them girls, like them his two girls right now. So.
Yeah, I think it's gonna force him to be a different version of Daemon than he's ever been.
And so I'm interested in seeing. He seems genuinely hurt. I think one of the comments made note of like him, you know, even though it was late as fuck, like how the fuck y'all let her get all the way out here by Vhagar, and you just now finding her, and she already out here on the fucking rotisserie. But like, he seemed like he was genuinely trying to stop her from killing herself, and then like even afterwards he seemed like he was hurt. They don't show like a detailed explanation to the girls, but it looked like they had a conversation about it, and he did in his Daemon way try to console them or whatever. So yeah, I think he got genuine love for his girls.
Yeah
that ain't the only thing he dropping out by Auntie Rhae Rhae.
Golly. Damn.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot more left, man. Next week gonna be something too, man. Let me ask y'all this real quick. Do y'all think this episode is better than the last episode? Because for me, it's like it's been getting better and better each episode.
I say it
except for this one.
At bare minimum, to me, it stayed level. Like, even if it didn't surpass it, it wasn't like beneath it.
Yeah,
you know. So like,
they didn't let. I agree with you.
It's at bare minimum, like either elevated or stayed level. Like, so I just kind of feel like from episode 5 to 6, I feel like this was the bridge, because you know, like episodes 1 through 5 was like literally one whole fucking time period, and like 6 was the start of a completely new time period. So I kind of feel like it was like a bridge episode.
So we got a question real quick from CJ Williams. How many episodes do you think they're gonna have this season? And it's 10. Yeah.
It's a 10-pack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you though, Carlton. I believe that pretty much this episode was on par with the rest as far as it was a very entertaining episode. It's an episode that I want to watch again. And you know, I took a lot from it, but it also, I guess, was for me, it was a draining episode. And I think even in the way that we were able to process it, it can be felt in the even in the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like in the way that we were able to react to it. But I think that it was it had good action, even though there weren't fights and shit. You know, it still had conflict. Right. It had conflict. It had white babies by some black daddies, supposedly. It had, you know what I mean, niggas beating their meat off the towers. It had dragons, and so, you know, like, what more can a motherfucker ask for? You know, like, you know, I mean, and motherfuckers got their tongues cut out, and we saw it. So
I could have did without the little white boy beating his meat in one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I certainly wasn't expecting that. That was a bonus.
They could have left his little mannish ass out.
Right. So you know, so I mean it was good to me, TK. It was oh man, what it needed to be.
I think it was intentional. You know, like you can't be balls to the wall every goddamn episode. And I think this was, you know, the turning point of the whole first season to get us to where we need to be going into the second season. But
of course,
it was still good nonetheless. Like last episode was probably the best one, you know, for the simple fact that we had the dopest, blackest entrance since Vale.
That shit was lit.
You know,
them goddamn Valerian set that bitch off.
Yeah, right. I don't know if it was either as good as Belly or as dope as Coming to America when they did the whole dance number and Oha belted out "She's Your Queen to Be." Man. But
they did pull up that night.
Yeah, they pulled up, and I'm hoping they pull up in a similar way.
Hey, them niggas pulled up on ships and dragons too, cuz that shit, like, it can't be understated how gangster that was. Like, them niggas had a fleet of ships, 2 dragons. Like, fuck with it.
You talking about how they gonna pull up to the fume? Oh shit. They finna have a celebrate in that motherfucker. I know.
Oh,
they gonna turn up.
They pull up to the fume.
The fume about to be lit.
Hey, they finna second
literally
line in that bitch.
Shit.
They finna second line in that bitch.
Mm-hmm. Now, depending on where they have it, gonna determine how good the repast food is.
It look like Driftmark, so that shit should be busting.
Oh, yeah. This is Driftmark.
They got seasoning in that motherfucker.
Like they back at Driftmark from the previews.
Like, don't that motherfucker haul seasonings?
Man,
he be hauling seasonings and shit down on the boat.
Bread, so you know he got a cabinet full.
That motherfucker gonna be off the chain then.
That nigga got the castle
collard greens,
full.
Mac and cheese, cornbread.
Somebody gonna be singing "I Shall Wear a Crown" at that motherfucker. It's gonna be. Hey, they gonna sing. They gonna sing.
Y'all niggas been worse in the comments tonight.
They gonna sing later up right, nigga.
You think anybody gonna sing "Take Me to the King"?
Better shit.
If I see anybody on social media tomorrow talking about who got the body, I'm gonna be done.
Man. Man.
Who doing the Bible?
Hey. Oh wait, hold on. What? AL in the comments said, "Who making the potato salad?" Oh, you know we gonna ask.
Hey,
listen.
Rainy's making that shit and ain't nobody gonna eat it. Rainy's putting fucking raisins in the
Don't do Auntie Rainey like that.
Right.
Don't do Auntie Rainey like that.
I think Auntie got a little more swag than that.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Kendra Brown said she bringing dessert. So you gonna have a pound cake, a lemon pound cake. What else? Somebody gonna do either sweet potato pie
or red velvet.
You gotta have a red velvet cake.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Gotta have something with some milk or poppy in it. Got to.
Yeah, a buttermilk or the poppy pie. Yeah.
Got to have all that shit. Nah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be what's up, man. I think that was the divorce. This was the divorce episode, y'all.
That's what this was. Said she bringing the case of Fago.
Please bring Peach.
We fucking did we bring some Peach? TL Thompson the fuck off?
What happened?
TL Thompson all night. Did we scare her the fuck away?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying. I was looking for TL Thompson tonight.
I hope not, dog. Because that wasn't
TL comeback.
That wasn't thinking at all.
Nikki pull up.
That's right. We miss you. But
that wasn't our intention at all.
You know, I would say, man, this was the divorce episode.
Shit. Hey, hold up. Go back to that comment because I'm trying to see where she gonna be at.
What is that?
She said she was bringing the paper. Did she say paper plates or planes?
She said
plates.
No, I thought she said planes. I was trying to see what section.
Jet life to the next life. Jet life to the next life.
I was trying to see where she was gonna be at.
The cousin that's gonna take a walk. Listen, I think this was just a divorce episode, man. Like that's all it was. Like we had been leading up to the divorce. Finally, they have parted ways. Now it's this side and this side, and shit finna get real.
Finna get rough.
Yeah,
for real.
Everything about to get real, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
You know, as I always do, we at that point of the episode where we give our shout outs and our thanks to everybody who been rocking with us. CJ.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna keep it brief, man. Much love to everybody that's been rocking with us. We did great this week. Watch Them Thrones has become one of the most hottest downloaded Game of Thrones podcasts in the 7 Kingdoms. So y'all keep it up. Download that shit on Spotify. Download that shit on Apple. Download that shit on wherever motherfucking podcast can be podcasted and downloaded and shit. And also subscribe to us on YouTube.
Subscribe. Hit that fucking button.
Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Fuck with us. And we hopefully some of y'all in the comments pull up to the show. And TL Thompson, we sorry if we scared you out, but we miss you. Back. And so come back. And that's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, hey, any of y'all want to pull up? If it ain't but for 5 minutes, hit us up in the inbox, man. Like we with it. Y'all with it, we with it. You know.
All right.
Shit. But yeah, as always, man, we do appreciate y'all rocking with us. The likes, shares, and follows, especially the comments, because y'all be wild as shit, man. Just wild. But yeah, on behalf of my boy Valerian, the light-skinned dread.
Good night, mama. Sorry for cussing.
Oh, I saw in the comments. Mama, why she gonna have something for you.
She tuned in every night, every Sunday night.
On behalf of Miss Celestial House Bladaria, and on behalf of Mr. CJ Lawrence, C Smoke, and myself, TK, Ser Criston, Cole, you stupid. Shout out to Thomas Strong. This has been episode number 6. Recap of the House of Thrones. Damn, House of Thrones, I'm tripping. House of the Dragon.
There you go.
Watch Them Thrones by Black with No Chaser.
Show the fuck is.
Oh, and Don Jesse asked,
Ad-libs.
where's the takeaway, King? He had something to do.
Yeah.
That nigga must have been day drinking.
Right.
Molly.
That nigga at Driftmark.
He'll be back roasting our ass on this motherfucker next Sunday.
Yeah, he'll definitely be back next week though. But hopefully his takeaway is up or will be up soon. So we'll see.
Get some takes.
Be on the lookout.
But yeah, we do appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and thank you all for all the love and support. So as always, we'll see you guys for episode number 7. This is Watch Them Thrones, brought to you by Black with No Chaser and niggas with no sense.
Peace.
Gang gang.